I'm gonna wait. No, I want us both to be in the beginning, for our introduction.
Go ahead.
Hi everyone, how's it going? I'm Roxana, this is Jonathan, and we are The Blended Gap here on YouTube and on TikTok. So tonight we decided that we would film a video answering a few of our most frequently asked questions. Most of them we receive on TikTok. So I don't know if you can tell, but I also have my phone to the left of me, and we're live on TikTok. So I'm going to be balancing answering questions for you, our YouTube audience, as well as our TikTok audience. So hi everyone on TikTok. Jonathan and I are filming a YouTube video right now. We're going to be answering a few of our most frequently asked questions. And we actually posted a really fun video on TikTok, just kind of like a parody of our response to a few of these questions.
Yep.
But again, we're just here. It's Saturday night. Last night we went to see Dave Chappelle. That was fun until I ruined it by getting into an argument with Jonathan. But we're just chilling at home, and we thought, why not film a YouTube video? We haven't seen you guys in a while.
If you ever get a chance to see Dave Chappelle, you gotta go see Dave Chappelle at least once in your lifetime. He's an amazing comic.
Yeah, he's really good. I was just disappointed last night because he had very similar material to the last time we saw him.
Yeah, but I keep telling you, all these comedians, they have a script that they use for a year or two or whatever. It doesn't change. Dave Chappelle just kind of spoils us because he can just change things up whenever he feels like it. But he's a rare comedian.
Yeah,
but
it was fun though.
But he was performing in Hollywood, California, and we really enjoyed it.
You mean Hollywood, Florida?
I mean Hollywood. I'm sorry, Hollywood, Florida, which is where we live. So, but it was a really good time.
And it was at a cool casino. Definitely want to go back.
The Hard Rock.
We want to bring Jonathan's mom there because she loves going to casinos. So we had a good time up until the end.
Right.
But it's okay. That's part of life. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. Hi TikTok. We're filming a YouTube video right now. So probably one of the most frequently asked questions we get is, why are you guys doing this? What do you have to offer?
Right.
Why have you chosen to make your relationship public?
Right.
Yeah, so do you want to start answering that?
No, how would you answer that? What's your first?
Okay, well, first and foremost, at least for me, the reason why I wanted to start a TikTok was just to normalize our relationship, to normalize being in an age gap relationship, to normalize being in an interracial relationship, just because at the beginning of our relationship, specifically, I felt very alone, I felt very misunderstood, and I didn't really have the support system that I so desperately needed. And just going online, I managed to find this website called May December Society, which is specifically for age gap couples. And it was really beautiful to see people posting pictures of their relationship, just being very out and about, very proud about it, not hiding it. And that inspired me to start a TikTok. Yeah, so for me, I want to normalize it, and I want to help other people who are maybe going through similar situations, or they're finding themselves in a age gap or interracial relationship. I want them to have a safe place for them.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I wanted nothing to do with anything online or internet related. I like to stay under the radar, so to speak.
Yeah,
but
Jonathan hates when people even post pictures of him.
Yeah, I don't even like pictures going online and all that kind of thing. But this is something that you can imagine that since we are in this age gap relationship, she is definitely a part of the modern society in terms of the social media age and all those kinds of things, and I'm sort of like trying to get away from that. But I ended up more or less succumbing to it because I saw it as something that her and I get to do together. And so one big reason for me for doing this is that it's an activity. It's sort of like, I think I said in one of our other previous videos that it's sort of like the alternative to us working on a puzzle here on the dining room table together, or
a hobby,
or playing Scrabble, or playing one of these games. This is sort of a thing that we get to do together, and at the same time, be inspirational to others, and also to be inspired by others as well. I mean, we get all kinds of comments and questions on social media. And it's very interesting to me to see how you're perceived. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that has been the most surprising part, because obviously we knew we would get a lot of hate just by broadcasting our relationship, so to say. But the most surprising part has been how much support and love people have shown us. How many people said, "Oh, thank you for doing this." Like,
Right.
I'm also in an age gap relationship, and you inspired me to post or be open about it. Or thank you, like it's not so weird now. You know, I don't have to feel bad about it.
Right.
Things like that.
Right. I mean, it's really interesting, because another thing for me too is that you get feedback from people that come on and they look at what we're doing on social media, and you really get a lot of honest questions. People will ask us questions about how we're doing it, or they'll tell us, or they'll encourage us when they see other people saying, you know, hateful things and that kind of, you know, the trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Which, and for me, it's a problem, because you know a lot of the people that follow will tell us not to even bother answering these people, and we've had suggestions to take them off and delete them from our accounts and block them. But to me, I like the idea of us being able to entertain that as well, because sometimes there are other benefits to answering these questions and entertaining these people that will benefit other people that are listening and watching us. But I mean, it's unbelievable the number of people that are in the same situation as we are, and hearing what some of the things they're going through and some of the trials that they have been through. So I think one good thing for us is that we get to be, hopefully, a help and to be benefited by others that are going through similar situations.
So we're hoping to help others, but at the same time, we're also helping ourselves in our relationship by doing this. And we have fun doing it. For example, Mark, which is Jonathan's cousin, if you follow us on TikTok, The Blended Gap, you will have seen Mark, but I'm sure we can convince him, hopefully, to join us for one of our YouTube videos.
Right.
But he posted a comment on one of our TikToks. He was joking. He was saying, "What do you see in this old man?" or something like that. And, you know, we're best friends. He's his cousin. And this one woman responded. She's like, "Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously she has daddy issues and she's just with him because of the money." And then Mark responded back, "I was joking. I know both of them personally. I know that their love and their marriage is genuine." So it's fun to help people see things or our relationship from a different point of view.
Right.
Because it's normal to have biases, it's normal to have your assumptions about us. But if you actually give us a chance and watch our videos, get to know us, you'll see that our love is genuine, our marriage is real. We go through the good and the bad. You know, we have good days and bad days.
Yeah.
Last night was a bad night. But that's just a part of it, and we're here to grow. We're here to help other people in the process as well.
Sure.
So our second question, which is a funny one, is he your dad? I get asked that a lot. Is Jonathan my father? Is he my grandfather?
People, the things that people comment or question or say, for the most part, most of them are just typical cliches that you hear when you see people in our relationship. Now, one thing with us is that there's a lot of what society would consider anomalies in a relationship. One, we have a 33-year age difference, number one. And then number two, obviously, I'm black and she's white. And number three, we have, we are both Christian.
Mm-hmm. But we grew up in different religions, very different religions.
Right. We grew up in very different faiths.
And had very different upbringings.
Right.
Period.
Very different upbringings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things that a lot of people in society would have a problem embracing or accepting. But what's awkward, what seems weird to me, is that when I consider all the things that are out there that people are accepting and embracing, and yet have a problem sometimes with our age difference. For instance, everything that's going on in the LGBTQIA, whatever that alphabet soup is, people are embracing that wholeheartedly and whatever. But then to have a problem with just us having an age gap difference,
Right.
I just
It
think
seems a little hypocritical.
seems a little weird out there. But but we deal with it. People can think what they want to think, believe what they want to believe. But like a lot of the people that are on our pages or whatever, we get more off. Most of, I would say probably 90% of all the comments and feedback we get is very positive. But as you know, everything that's really negative always kind of stands out because these people are trying to trigger you.
Yeah.
So and it's also interesting too because speaking of the word trigger, for those of you who don't know, my wife is about 1 year away from getting her doctorate, and so it's also going to be interesting to understand how she assesses these things in her experience as a clinical psychologist once she's all done. I mean, what do you think about? What do you think about that?
Nice. It's so nice to hear my wife coming from you. I mean, we've only been married for about a month now.
Yeah.
A month on Monday, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
So still,
Yep.
it's kind of the newlywed bliss, if you will. But yeah, it's interesting. In the beginning, I think I reacted a lot more harshly to the negative comments and the hate that we received, and some of the comments I allowed them to get to me. But now I kind of just realized that for a stranger on the internet to be saying such hurtful, harsh things, like they're obviously going through something.
Sure.
They're hurting. That's why they want to hurt other people. The cliche is true: hurt people, hurt people. So now I don't take it personally. That's something that they have to go through on their own journey to becoming a better person, on their own journey with God, everything. So I don't take it personally anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's good. I mean, because she's right. She did have some little, responded to some of these things in, in a way that takes something to get, it takes time to get used to that kind of criticism.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot for you to put your relationship out there, to be public about it, especially when you have so many variables that shock people like we do.
Right. I mean, we have one of the things that we wanted to do was to also, because you get online, you see these age gap relationships or interracial relationships or whatever kind of relationships they are, right? You get all these different types of experiences that people have, and other people respond to that in all kind of ways. But for us, it's really a good way to also kind of keep your relationship in check a little bit, because once you put things out there like we're talking about right now, it sort of makes you accountable in a lot of different ways in terms of accountable in our relationship, because now it's everything we're doing, everything we're saying is being memorialized. And now people watch, family watch, friends watch, whatever, and then they, first thing that people will do when something goes wrong is point the finger and go, you said this, or you were doing this, or if something happened and we broke up, so people would be saying, we told you so, it was going to happen, and all that kind of thing. But this right here sort of provides motivation. But for me, it's really just a lot of fun for her, Roxanne, and I to be able to share something together, and to just, it's something we get to do together. It's entertaining as well, no doubt. I mean, for me, when I read the comments and some of the things that people say, I'd laugh. Like one lady called me Dusty, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's Jonathan's favorite thing to do, to respond to comments online.
Yeah, I love responding.
And if you will scroll through our comments and you'll see responses, most of them are from Jonathan. Usually when I respond, I'll put like a little -R. But yeah, so leave us a comment, let us know what you think.
She wants plausible deniability.
Yeah. And also, again, if you see me looking to the side, it's because we're live on TikTok right now. So hi, TikTok. Thanks for joining. We're having fun filming this YouTube video. All right, so the third question that we get asked quite frequently is, oh, he must be rich, or are you with him just because you're rich? Oh, you're a gold digger. Things of that nature.
Everything comes down to the money thing.
Yeah.
Can I say this one? Honestly?
Yeah.
So here's my thing on this one. All that Roxana speak. I got two things about this. Like, I got two daughters, for instance, and I don't know a father alive at any period in history that would, with his daughters, provide counsel to her or them and say, you know what we want you to do? If you want to really have a legitimate relationship, find the poorest guy you can. This is something I don't understand. I'm not rich like some people may think. Am I doing okay? Sure, I'm doing okay. But, you know,
and we're so blessed.
We're comfortable. We're blessed.
For example, if you follow us on TikTok, we just posted a mini house tour because some of our furniture has arrived and our dining chairs, which we've been waiting for forever, arrived. And I don't know if you can see, but we're sitting at our dining table now on our chairs, and we're just so grateful and so blessed for all of God's blessings, all of Jonathan's hard work, my hard work to come.
You know, here's how you know you're rich or wealthy. This is how you know. When you lose that charge to go get that new thing, when it's exciting to have a piece of furniture that you bought and had it delivered. When you're doing okay and things are working out, or things are, you're not worried about anything, but you still get excited to get something new in the house. That's where we are. When you're super wealthy and rich and all that kind of thing, you don't really care about that anymore because you can have whatever you want. The fun is gone, but we still get
the novelty.
We still get very passionate about little things that kind of enhance, the house. But the other thing is that, one of the things that I noticed when Roxana was researching, age gap relationships, I can understand why people always make that assumption about the woman being a gold digger or the guy being rich, because I would say the majority of the age gap relationships that you see are couples exploiting that very thing. Talking about how many cars they have and how many bags the woman has and all the fancy places they go to, and you see them getting onto cruise ships and private jets and getting into Rolls Royces and whatever. But that kind of thing, they all do. What we wanted to do was to break that paradigm, because for us it is very different. We could care less about that and pushing that part of anything. Do we have nice cars and a nice home and jobs? Sure, but we're not out there going to try to show people how many, how big our homes is, how many cars we have, and all that kind of thing. So I just thought it was a little worn out. What do you think?
I mean, it's definitely great when you've been blessed and you've worked hard and you have all these things to enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for us, that's not our main focus, and that's not the image that we necessarily want to present to everybody. And Jonathan always talks about it, that at the end of the day, everything we have is because of God, and it's God's. The money, the house, everything, it's all God's.
Right.
It's not ours.
Right.
Like, we're kind of borrowing it temporarily, if you want to look at it that way. I like nice things just, as much as the next person, but I'm trying not to exploit wealth, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Because there's so many more important things, so many more valuable things. So whenever people accuse me of being a gold digger or saying, oh, I'm only with Jonathan because he has money. Well, first of all, we met because we were neighbors.
Right.
And, when you meet somebody, you don't know, what their financial situation is, especially in Los Angeles.
Right.
A lot of people pretend to be someone they're not, fronting. So it was never about that. It was about the intellectual connection we have, for me, first and foremost. And then,
which is shocking because I'm an idiot. But go ahead.
Whatever. And then the way our relationship blossomed after that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's our response to that question.
Right. So that one is probably a big one, because I really believe that it was I don't know. I suppose it's a mix of people, women versus men, in terms of how they, making those kinds of comments about gold digger and is he a rich guy and all that kind of thing. And is that the reason why? I mean, here's the other thing I'll say about rich guys. I'm not talking about me in general, but I'm talking about rich men in general, because so many people say this as if the only way rich men a lot of them can do whatever they want to do. I mean, everybody knows there's the kinds of lifestyles a lot of these kind of guys live, and most of them aren't trying to settle down and be married and all that kind of stuff like that.
Be monogamous.
Yeah, especially But I don't know. So for me, my goal is more about having a godly life at home, a Christian home, a fun home, a good life, us being able to travel, enjoy our careers, and see what happens. But it's not about going out and seeing if we can get the biggest jet or all those get caught up in all those trappings of wealth. And so I see a lot of my reward and the blessings to come after this life and going into the next life. I really believe that. Now, I know a lot of people, all of you got your own ideas about that kind of thing. That's mine. I feel that I got nothing to lose by believing that. And I do believe it sincerely, but that's kind of the way we want to live our lives and characterize the way we are. We want to have a relationship that has substance, and I think that's key. And what about you?
Yeah, I think all the materialistic items, if you've been blessed with them, if you work hard and you are able to obtain them, that's great. But that's just not our primary focus. But at the end of the day, just like Jonathan was saying earlier, why would anyone encourage their daughters to go find, this broke guy who's lazy, who doesn't have a job, who isn't able to provide for you? So if you know your worth and you know what you have to bring to the table, obviously you're going to want a partner who is at the same level as you or above you.
Right.
So for me, I think, it's not really an insult. I did look for a successful man because I also know what I bring to the table, being educated, the goals I have. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it just can't be your primary focus. If that's the foundation of your relationship, it's going to fail.
But see, that's another thing I was gonna say, and I think I got off track a little earlier because I babbled so much. But one of the things that I don't mind what people say to me or about me. I've never cared about that because I've always known where I was going, what I wanted to do, and I never let people sidetrack me. No matter how it appears on the outside, I've never given into that. But I do care about what people say to Roxana because there's a lot more experience that she's going to be having that I've already had. Now that's not to say that she can't handle it now because I know she can. But a lot of these people that I see in these relationships that are on social media platforms and reality TV, you get a certain type of a person. A lot of times there's a certain type of a lady that you see, and there's a certain type of let's just say there's a certain type of a lifestyle they want to convey.
Yeah, it's a stereotype.
The stereotypical type things, and I'm sure that most of them do it for entertainment purposes, so I'm not knocking any of them. But Roxana is genuinely a woman with something to offer. And so when I see women say some of the things like calling her a gold digger, her potential earnings, let's say, just earnings itself, in 1 year will be exponential. She can do anything she wants on her own with her doctorate in psychology, which is what she will be, a clinical psychologist. And she's got real accomplishments on her own, having nothing to do with me. Having everything to do with her own set of personal values, and also, to her parents' credit, a household that encouraged it. So, so her parents, she's always talked about how beneficial they've been to her ability to advance herself academically. And so that's always been a good thing. So, but instead of tearing her down, this is a woman that a lot of you ladies out there should be building up. because she's a quality person. She really is. I'm not saying that because I married her, but actually that's a good reason too. There's a reason why I married her. She's not just one of these shallow women that wants to go to the store and shop all day long. There's a lot more to it than that. That she likes to go shopping. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty nice, but yeah, not every day, obviously.
Yeah.
We always laugh when people on our lives or TikTok lives or just our videos, they'll comment, oh, like she just whipped him because she wants the green card. She's just a mail order bride.
Right.
You know, first and foremost, I was born here in America, and it's just funny the assumptions people have, but that's why we've chosen to be so open and honest about our relationship, to kind of help people see maybe how their assumptions are wrong or inaccurate.
Right.
All right. Probably the last question, or at least one of the last ones that we get asked quite frequently, is he holding you hostage? People on our TikTok lives or on our videos will comment, oh, blink twice if you need help, if you're being held against your will, or something like that.
That's a funny one. To me, all of them are kind of funny. But is she a hostage? We did one TikTok. Did you tell them what you said on that one?
No, I didn't yet.
So one of the TikToks that we did, we were answering that question, and she said she was held hostage by what, Balmain?
I said only by Balmain, darling. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, it should be easy to tell even from this video, even from this presentation we're doing right now, that nobody's been held hostage. I mean, it's just silly. But I'm sure that the people that say it are being silly too. Maybe somebody is serious, but we'd have to be two first-class idiots to be online on TikTok if she's being held hostage. And besides that, how come I can't be the one held hostage?
Yeah, to me, it's just such a sexist comment, and I always talk about how, unfortunately, because I consider myself a feminist, but unfortunately, women seem to be internalizing all the sexism, all the hatred, all the whatever, all the propaganda that men have sold us, where now women are the worst to each other. And it's usually women writing that to me.
Right.
So why would you assume that I'm being held hostage? Kind of sexist, rude, and just stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said earlier, it's like hurt people say hurtful things. And that's that's probably a safe assessment to make, so that you don't become bitter about the comments that people make. But you know, we know what we have, and that's what really matters. And as we talked about earlier, I will have a tendency to respond to comments and go through an exchange. And a lot of the people that are on our TikTok will tell me, you know, you shouldn't answer these people, or whatever. And one side of me agrees with them 100%, but another side of me just can't help it. But the reason why is not so much because I feel I have to explain anything to these people, but I want other people who are on to see our responses to those people. And so, you know, so if I'm going to make a comment, most of the time it's going to be to the benefit of everyone else who's reading and watching them. I think it's important for us to have responses that are competent and that are not irreverent, that aren't throwing people off. Sometimes you get people that want to really take you to task, and then you kind of figure that out, and then you leave off of that.
Yeah, but we always try to be graceful or gracious with our comments.
Yeah, we try to be. Sometimes I get out there, but I mean, every now and then I'll get pulled into a debate. But there's only so much of a debate you can have with about 150 characters or whatever it is. But nonetheless, you know, my goal and aim is to always try to be cool about it, not too uptight about it.
We don't want to, you know, sleep down to their level.
Right.
Yeah, those are the questions we get asked quite frequently on TikTok and in our daily lives.
Right.
So maybe we'll do a part 2 if you guys are interested in it. Let us know if you want us to film a part 2. And if you're not already following us on YouTube or on TikTok, please follow us. We're The Blended Gap on all social media platforms. So thank you so much for watching our video rather, and we'll see you next time.